Folks, one thing you may or may not know about me is that I am a bit of a craft beer connoisseur. I tend to drink tea in my YouTube videos for the most part, alcohol here and there on rare occasion, but when I'm streaming, I like to keep a well-stocked fridge of the finest of fine craft beers, of an assortment of varieties, so that there's always something new and interesting, hopefully, that I'm pulling to enjoy on stream. I mean, hell, just last week, I drank a $17 bottle of beer, of just beer, that I got. So I said all that to say, I pride myself on having a relatively refined palate when it comes to beer, but I figured, you know what? Forget all the good stuff. Let's try some absolute garbage. So this week I have purchased, I have this terrible idea that I should do like a bad alcohol shootout kind of thing. And so here's what I decided on, because I was morbidly curious about, both of these things. Hard Mountain Dew, zero sugar, actually, and Hard Monster. I'd seen both of these things, both kind of gamer style. I cannot get these to stand straight up. Is this Margaritaville? It sounds kind of like Margaritaville a little bit. Anyway, forget the music. So both kind of gamer tier style beverages that have gone hard. Everyone and their mother has a hard beverage now. I don't know which are good. I don't know which are trash. One of these could be actually decent, but I'm expecting them both to be absolutely fucking terrible, to be honest. So I have no idea if this is going to be anything anybody's going to be interested in watching. Happy April Fools, I guess. But hey, if you enjoy this, let me know what other trash alcohol I should try. I have a couple other ideas for a couple other good shootouts to do, but I figured why not start with Monster and Mountain Dew. So I'm going to try these one at a time. I'm going to start with one, kind of, get my opinions on this. So I'm going to go ahead and flip a coin here to try to figure it out. I'm using this Pokemon coin that I use for the card game. Because it is green here, this is a Shaman coin. The Mountain Dew is going to be the heads. So let's do that. It is heads. I think you can see it slipped off, but that's Mountain Dew, baby. So we're going to go ahead and do this. I don't know what these cost per can. They are very tall cans, 24 fluid ounces each. I do have a price on the website where the supermarket where I bought the Monster, at least, was $3.82. The Monster is 6% alcohol by volume. Hard Mountain Dew is 5%. So if you're looking for best alcohol for your buck, there's actually better things you could buy that aren't these. But anyway, let's we are going to be doing some gaming. Ooh, I just caught a whiff of that as I crack that open. Well, it doesn't quite, I'm not the biggest Mountain Dew head. I don't know if I've ever actually drank one, but I've been around Mountain Dew enough to know, I think, how it smells. This doesn't quite smell like Mountain Dew. And yes, this is zero sugar, so that might play a part into it as well. But cheers, everybody. Honestly, can't really taste alcohol in this. Maybe it's because it's the lower of the two ABVs. But honestly, this kind of tastes just like a sugar-free soda, to be honest. This is not as bad as I expected this to be. I think going into this, I have a little mental tier list of the top 3 worst things I've ever drank. As far as, beer-wise. You can make a terrible mixed drink, and that's bad. But I'm talking about something from a can, or a tap that's, packaged that way and is supposed to taste like that. And my top 3 would be at number 3. I'll probably put pictures of these on the screen. There's some Smirnoff Orange thing that I drank at a party one time, at a children's birthday party in the adult school where they had these. And I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to try this. Just overly sickeningly sweet, just miserable to drink. I'm just going to keep sampling this as I talk. Yeah, this does not have any kind of harsh bite to it or anything. I'm honestly a little, I don't want to say I'm disappointed, because it is a lot better than I expected, but I'm disappointed for the content, if that makes sense. Shockingly not terrible, I would say. This does not fall in my bottom 3, I would say. But to continue my bottom 3, so it's the Smirnoff Orange thing. Number 2 would be a beer that I got in Tennessee, which was from a Georgia brewery trying to remember exactly what it was, but I'm sure. And once again, I'm putting a picture of it on the screen. But it was an espresso white stout. It was called like espresso martini white stout. And I bought a 4-pack of this for when I was traveling for a wedding last year. And the first one I opened, I had a visceral negative reaction to the first sip. But it was like the only alcohol I bought there because, you know, we're only going to be there for like a couple nights. So I didn't want to go too crazy. So I just bought like a 4-pack of this thing. But like, man, the first sip just like, oh, it was bad. It was awful, miserable. And the first one was the worst one. The other 3 I did drink. They were less bad. I don't know if it's just because I got more used to it or what, but they were not good. Not good at all. Would never get again. Terrible. And the absolute worst thing I've ever drank, I think, that, like I said, was packaged like that, was some kind of Guinness Nitro IPA. I don't even know if they still make it, but it's the only beer I think that I've straight up poured down the sink. Because it was just undrinkable. It was absolute garbage. So that's kind of my bottom 3. That's kind of what I'm basing this off of. Like I said, Hard Mountain Dew does not fall in that tier list, but I am going to do a little bit of gaming here. I am going to drink this. I'm going to stick the Monster Nasty Beast. We'll see if that lives up to its name later. Back in the fridge. And then try that one to kind of see how it compares, to see which is the king of the trash alcohol this time. All right, folks, I have just finished drinking this Hard Mountain Dew. It did not really grow on me or diminish on me. It just kind of remained the same throughout. I don't really feel buzzed after drinking the one. Like I said, if you're trying to get a cheap buzz, there's better things to buy to do that. But you know, I've at least downloaded how I feel about the Hard Mountain Dew. So now it's time for the Monster Nasty Beast Hard Tea. There are several different types of Monster. I do want to say there's a little bit of texture to the can. It feels like it's going to be a very strange comparison, but one of the textured foil Pokemon cards, kind of. Feels kind of like that. Oh, hold on. There's a blurb here. I'm not reading this. This is fucking Monster fan fiction. I do like Monster energy drinks. Obviously, you can't have any caffeine in this or in the Hard Mountain Dew. I believe that is illegal now after the whole Four Loko debacle like 15 years ago or something like that. But I do like Monster Energy. If I'm on a road trip and I'm driving late at night, I do prefer to get a Monster over a Red Bull. I got a Red Bull one time on a trip and I almost fell asleep at the wheel. So it's Monster all the way. So I preface this by saying I do enjoy Monster. I don't know if hard tea is going to be it, but also see if it lives up to the name Nasty Beast and see how nasty this thing truly is. They do have just hard, it's called like the Beast Unleashed. It's not tea, technically. Cheers. I gave it a whiff, and I think this one might be, if we're going by smell, this one's going to be worst. We'll see. Well, oh, that is not good. No, that is, wow. Okay, so this is more of what I was expecting for trash alcohol. This loses immediately. Shootout over. Hard Mountain Dew, you get a pass. Like I said, I still don't think that this Nasty Beast breaks the top 3. I think the Smirnoff Orange was worse than this because that was like cloyingly sweet. This isn't, at least. This is significantly less drinkable, I would say. Yeah, like I said, I think when I'm thinking of Monster, I think of the energy drink, which obviously this is a different kind of feel. This does say original, so I don't know if they were attempting to try to do like a similar taste to the Monster energy drink. I'm trying to articulate what I'm feeling here, what I'm tasting. Like I said, the Hard Mountain Dew pretty much just tasted like a zero sugar soda kind of thing. Inoffensive for the most part. So I'm immediately hit by bitterness in the front. Like, I don't know. I don't think it's like an alcohol taste because typically you get the burn of alcohol when you swallow, right? I'm getting like a strong like bitterness up front that's not great. Then the sweetness hits the tongue as it like sits in your mouth for a second, but then like the taste like disappears. It's a wild experience. Yeah, this is bad. Like I said, like this would probably make number 4 on my list. So it's just barely outside the cut. Like I was kind of thinking about this, and like, you know, I established my bottom 3. Every time if I do more of this, that is, by the way, like and subscribe. I don't need to have something that's so bad it hits the top 3 every time. I just need a winner and a loser between whatever I try. And there's a definite winner and a definite loser tonight. Hey, listen, like I said at the front here, I am a lot more of a craft beer guy. I am going to, at my very next convenience, go buy a good local IPA from an independent microbrew. But sometimes you got to try this stuff just to see like what they're doing here. So if you're looking for anything similar to this that I'm drinking tonight, it's the hard Mountain Dew, not the hard Monster. This sucks. And yeah, like, it's just a bad look to put the word nasty in your name. Like, you're already preconditioning people to think that your drink sucks. And you know what? It does live up to the name. This is kind of nasty. I'm still going to drink it. Like I said, it's not bad enough that I'm going to go immediately pour it into my sink, and I don't feel like sick drinking it, but it's not good. So, hey, there we go. Like I said, like and subscribe. Have you tried these? Don't, probably. Let me know what you thought of this video. Happy April Fool's Day. Bye, everybody.